Well, it looks like next up on the list is putting the baseboards back in the basement from last summer. But I know you were feeling sick yesterday, and I know you have all the kids today because I have to do grading because my grades are due tomorrow. So maybe you could do the laundry instead, or something, one of the easy ones, or cook dinner. But if you're gung ho about this, the next one is putting the baseboards back.
Wow. I'm gonna level with you. Day one took me out. I didn't get to bed until 1:30 in the morning, putting out the video. It's like 8:15, and the video is still it's still trying to upload. We got 42% as of 8 o'clock. So this thing's been uploading for 7 hours, and I don't know if it'll upload today at all. Yeah, day 2. So it says put the baseboards back in the basement. That's going to be a doozy, but it needs to get done. So I need a saw, I need some nails, I need baseboards. That's pretty much it. I think it's going to take a lot of math because I'm going to want to join 2 pieces of wood at a 90-degree angle on the corners, and I have a lot of corners. But I need to get ready for the day, make myself presentable. I shaved under here, so that was a thing. Put a little bit of, what do you call that stuff? Beef tallow on my skin. But I realized I'm dehydrated. I only drank one 40-ounce bottle yesterday. That's not half my body weight in ounces, so I gotta get on top of the water intake. So let's get 40 in. Holy cow, I can't even express how exhausted I am. It's almost 9 o'clock on day 2. I'm completely exhausted, but you should come to expect that, you know, if you grind, the next day becomes a little harder. And I want to push through that feeling. So maybe exercise is the best medicine. Maybe it's like the opposite. Like, part of me wants to just relax on the couch, but maybe if I push through that and do the exact opposite, like go for a run, maybe that will recharge the old batteries. So let's throw some socks on and run. And why do I think running's the answer? I hear other people do it. There's like a runner's high. I don't know. We're just gonna try it. This whole series is about pushing past myself, because I feel like when I'm focused on myself, I'm selfish and I don't get anything done. But you know, if I push through that, maybe I can get the abs, maybe have a good relationship with everybody I know, and get a lot of projects done. So yeah, running. Beans is ready to attack. Attack, Beans! Attack! Get him! Checking in on my upload for day 1. We're at 48%, and it is 9 o'clock. Oh boy. Alright, well, time to run. Looks like it's sprinkling a little bit. Ugh. So I better hustle. Not that a little rain hurt anything, but it's a beautiful morning. Birds are chirping. River's looking pretty clear. I might actually feel better. And I have a lot of trees I gotta slice up. Speaking of trees, I think I need to put in an order. I have a lot of box elders out there. Not feeling as energized as yesterday, but I gotta push through that feeling. I could also be sick, just not throwing up. So. All right, let's head back in. All right, running check. Woo! It's already 2 o'clock and I have accomplished absolutely nothing, but I am signing up for Beast Games 2. As you can see here, we got our video submission and we'll hit next. There we go. And let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, more questions. I better continue the process. My name is Daniel. I'm a farmer. I'm also a school bus driver. And I've been through a lot in my life. I lost my parents when I was 10 years old. They died in a motorcycle accident. I also lost my second mom from cancer. So I want to make a big difference in the world, especially for kids who are disadvantaged. I've adopted a sibling set of 3 girls from an organization called Boys Town. And I have a big heart. So if I could bring awareness to anything in the world, it would just be for kids who are disadvantaged and have lost somebody that they love. I'm a father of 5. My wife's a school teacher. I'm a school bus driver. I'm a farmer. I'm a YouTuber. And I would love to be a part of Beast Games 2.
That's nice.
Okay, I love hanging out with my kids, as you can see, but they were not prepared for that. Wow, I have a lot of stamina. I have good energy. And I never give up. Been through a lot, but we keep going. What I would do with $5 million, I would start an awesome organization for kids who have lost their parents. We would do scholarships and just anything that ensures that they have a bright future ahead of them. My edge is that I never give up. My competitive advantage is that I never give up. My skills are I'm a jack of all trades and I'm going to fight and learn and grow and do everything that I can. All right, guys, I'm ready to send my Beast Games 2 application in. Here goes nothing. All right, and submit. Holy mackerel. I have officially submitted to be a contestant on the Beast Games. All right, I know that wasn't part of the honey-do list for day 2, but let's get to it. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon. All right, let's head to the basement and see what the damage is. Holy cow, this is gonna take me a while. So I think my objective is to put a baseboard all along the floor of this room area. You can see right here we're missing some trim. Holy cow, and I got quite a mess down here. It is true, I like looking all fancy and stuff, but you know what? Beast Games 2 doesn't really apply in the basement, so let's go change in 3, 2, 1. Oh, whoa, how'd that happen? Whew. Anyway, something super crazy. I should have had a time lapse on this thing. Earlier today, I took a picture of this just for some B-roll. Look at, like, just a couple hours. It's split open. We got a couple of different flowers going on here. Super interesting, super pretty. Maybe this thing will bloom by the end of day 2. But let's get back to work. Distractions, they always slow me down. All right. But something that wasn't on the list, and that is putting salt in the water softener. Holy mackerel! We're gonna need some salt. Ooh. Oh my gosh, 40 pounds. Guys, I'm gonna level with you. I'm not quite sure I have enough time or energy to really try to put the trim in the basement, but I do have 30 other tasks. So we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna do the impossible and switch this up. We're still gonna get something done on the list. She told me I could do the laundry, but you know what? That was child's play. Let's do the New Hampshire catfish. What's the New Hampshire catfish, you ask? This is the New Hampshire catfish. Looks pointless, doesn't it? Gee, I almost poked my eye out. Well, it kind of is. There's a backstory. It all started back in 2019, pre-pandemic. There was a man who lived in Wisconsin named John Dutcher, and he's an artsy-fartsy kind of guy, and he decided to do the unthinkable. Get 50 artists to put together 50 catfish that represent the brewing industry in each of the 50 states. There would be one catfish that represented every single state, and these catfish would be put in museums and put on display at festivals, and the world would be really excited about the catfish. And really, what's not to like? It's a fish on a stick with a base. But I took it a step further. He gave me a wooden base, but I made a base in the shape of the Great White Mountains of New Hampshire. Thing is, I'm a perfectionist. So instead of completing the project 5 years ago, I decided to wait. And I waited too long. It's the year 2025, let's face it. We don't even know if he wants this catfish anymore. But it's only right that I finish the catfish. And I'm gonna do that today. It is 3:44 in the afternoon. I have a lot to do. Maybe I should change my, I'm just afraid I'm gonna wreck it. But yeah, okay, let's get some paint. All right, so I have no idea where to start. My concept here was the fish, since it's elevated above the platform, I would use that to kind of accentuate the sky and maybe put a sunset or a sunrise on the fish. And then the mountain, the White Mountains, Mount Washington is where the fish is coming out of. There's also real rocks, real granite that came from the White Mountains. So that's cool. So I'm gonna try to get the fish more sunrise, sunset-y looking. And let's go. Yeah. All right. What color is the sun? I suppose it could be a reddish orange, yellow. Well, that's pink. Okay, I'm gonna make a little palette here of some colors. So right on the, let's start mixing and matching. Oh boy, I'm making a mess. Let's see what I come up with. Getting that orange, maybe more yellow. Oh, kind of like a red, maybe more red, more pink. Let's see. I mean, it's my interpretation, really. So, do I have anything else? Green. I have more yellow. Ooh, here's some red. Here's some, wait. Ooh, what's this? Plaid? Fruit punch. Let's try some fruit punch. I already had fruit punch. My goodness. Let's go for the red. I didn't need any more red. Here we go. I mean, fruit punch. Red. Oh my goodness. That's dark. Okay. Good thing I'm using this paint up. It's starting to look a little thick. We're looking for some sunset colors. Get that red all smushed up here. Come on, red. Give me that red I'm looking for. Let's just assume that this is the red I'm looking for. All right, let's go over to the fish. And I want the sun to be hiding behind some clouds. The red sun. That doesn't look right. I'm gonna have to... It could be. Could be like a Picasso. Let's add a little yellow to that. See if we can... This is the first time I've touched this painting in years, so... should we have some light rays shooting through? Uh-oh. Those are not in. Oh my goodness. This is this looks like a child's artwork. Oh my goodness. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so. Okay, we got a beautiful sun. Look at that. And now let's work on the base. All right. I had a thought. I wonder, like, how to either make the stick disappear or incorporate it. Could I make the stick one of the rays of sun? Maybe. It's a little weird, but if I make the rays of sun a little more pronounced. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's doing something, that's for sure. I have no idea what I'm doing. At this point, I'm just hoping for a miracle. The sun is radiating its beauty onto the white mountains. And the stick that the fish is on is a ray of sun. Okay, it's a little weird, but... All right. That's more interesting than before. I mean, if you think about it. And then we'll just get some rays of sun on the stick here and whew. I think all right, I like that. That's definitely more artistic than it was previously. This thing's been in storage for many years, so it's got a lot of dust on the base. So I'm gonna clean the base off, and then we're gonna go from this
oil-based paint, which I use to seal in my plaster of Paris. We're going to go over it with some acrylic, and we're going to paint those mountains, which hopefully brings the beautiful catfish to life. So, all right. Now we're going to come in with some greens in the lower elevations to indicate some different colors. So I'm getting some greens on my palette here. Got some very light green. Now I'm coming in with some darker. Oh my goodness. There we go. I'll need some brown. We want to indicate rocks and some dark portions of the mountain. We also want to have some snow eventually, but let's get a couple of kinds of brown. I don't know if I have two different kinds of brown. There's two kinds that look like a brown. And, ooh, what's this? Some violet. I don't know if violet would be good, but we'll get some violet off to the side here for fun. And cobalt blue. That would have been nice. Oh, gray. There we go. We'll get copious amount of gray. So we have some different colors now. Let's get these bad boys pasted on the mountain. I don't think I made any sense just now. Let's get these bad boys pasted on the mountain. Let's get these bad boys pasted on the mountain. Oh my goodness. I just made some kind of color here. I don't know. I think if I go indiscriminately and just add color, it'll eventually make sense as a artistic vision. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. I have no idea. But we're just adding splashes of color. It's definitely starting to bring things to life a little bit. Let's go for some darker greens. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a forest. Suppose if I put like dots of forest. Got like a forest in the lower elevations, which makes sense. Then there's obviously a tree line. I'm certainly not painting these trees to scale because I have several square miles of national forest here. Ooh. All right, should probably mix in some browns just for fun. For funsies. It would be a little bit better to have some brown in here than black, but using black also. I can always paint over the top of the browns. Adds a nice little variation here. Some burnt sienna. Some burnt umber. Here we go. This thing's coming to life. I was told that I should paint like a brewery, like maybe one of the original breweries that New Hampshire had. I'm not big on alcohol. I don't like it, but I thought this was going to be fun. My wife was given the opportunity to make a catfish, and I was like, oh, I can do one too. My favorite state right now is New Hampshire. So I could do one on New Hampshire. He was offering $50, just a really small stipend to get these catfish in so he could take them to festivals and stuff, just as a fun little project. But then the pandemic happened, and well, our life changed. We moved across the country and then ended up adopting some kids. And we definitely... things definitely changed, and we just kind of put these little projects on the back burner. but it certainly would be interesting to see if I could finish this in a couple hours after kind of procrastinating for several years on doing it. But that remains to be seen. Definitely feels good to get some paint on this bad boy. We'll have to maybe get a sun on the other side of the fish, so it's like maybe a transparent sky or something. I don't know. How can I make a 3D sunrise on this thing? We'll find out. Let me try some purples in here, just to add a little variation, because rocks are different colors and there's different shadows and stuff. Paint's already looking like it's setting up pretty decent. Just gonna get a little more purple on these. Alright, we'll come in with some more brown. And then we can always add the trees after the brown sets up. I'm not painting the entire thing brown, I'm leaving like little spaces and gaps for the oil-based black paint to come through and add little elements of intrigue. I am certainly no expert painter here. It's just trial and error. The good thing with paint, you can always paint over the top of it. That's the beauty. Add little elements of interest and intrigue. There's some real rocks popping out in this. I don't want to paint over those. It's just like any mountain, things are going to be interesting, and there's going to be different colors and different textures. So you want to make sure you incorporate that into your final product. That's for sure. Little pockets where the snow didn't melt and things like that. So you might have snow in a lower elevation in a pocket because it's just the way it was. All right. Well, we're definitely changing this from bland to exciting. That's for sure. Oh boy. Ugh. Will I finish this? I'm not very extremely confident that I will be able to finish it. But you know, it's definitely going to be more finished than when I started. We'll definitely make a big push here. Dig deep, and sometimes an unfinished product is still art. Maybe you can finish something without finishing it, you know? It's just your interpretation. At some point, I am going to have to add brewery history to the painting somehow, some way, incorporating information about the first brewery in the state of New Hampshire. I'll have to get my information out and figure out how I'm going to do that. Alright, now we're coming in and we're adding a little bit of snow right on the top. Looks like a snowstorm came in but only got the top 5,000 to 6,000 foot elevation mark. And that's why they call it the White Mountains. We got some gray here. We'll take some artistic view. There we go. All right. There we go. Now let's get a sun on the opposite side. I want to make sure it's pretty centered. Basically right somewhere around this region. This is definitely taking an artistic version of what the sun really does, but all right, let me see. Uh-oh. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh my goodness. All right. We gotta let that dry. I want to get some purple in with this gray. Let's see. Let's see if we can enhance. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I'm definitely taking some artistic license here with purple. Oh my goodness. I'm not so sure. I'm not a painter, but Let's see if we can bring these little paint strokes to life. Maybe I have some magic hiding in my ways. Holding back, he's hiding for what he cannot find. Why won't he be the king I know he is? The king I see inside. Trying to get those sunset colors, but it's slightly challenging. Holding back, he's hiding for what he cannot find. Why won't he be the king I know he is? King I see inside. Alright, just trying to add a little bit of color and flair. I want my fish to be in the sky. Sometimes you see purples, but then the sunset's hitting it. I don't know. Light works in mysterious ways sometimes. Why don't he be the king I know he is? King I see inside. He's holding back, he's hiding. Oh, I cannot find. Does he be the king I know he is? King I see inside. All right, let's take a look. Oh my goodness. Not sure this is working for me, but all right, gotta take my daughter to work, so painting's gonna have to be put on hold. So we are making dinner. I still need to get the project finished, obviously, but I have faith. I have faith. A lot of it is painting. Whatever I come up with at the end of the day is going to be the finished product, regardless of how it looks. I am not perfectionisming anymore, so I have faith. I know it's 6:30. I got to get the kids ready for bed. We have a school in the morning, but oh my gosh, that was no, Daddy. Oh, yep. Daddy is making eggs, sweetie. Sausage. Yummy sausage. Okay. Okay, yep. Everything. Lily, can you help her to get her jammies? She's a little chilly. She's not feeling good. She's a little sick. Okay, 80, can you pick up that strawberry on the floor? Big help. We're gonna... You walked right past it. We're gonna run everything like a well-oiled machine because it's a school night. A school night. We're making eggs. Everything's going. Okay, you go hop in the shower. Can you hand me some sausage from this freezer below you or from the other freezer? And action. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee. Eggs of glory, Lord of love.
All right, it is 9 p.m. I gotta go pick up my daughter, but I think I finished my catfish. Take a look. All right, whoa, here it is in all its glory. We got the White Mountains of New Hampshire, with this being a pretty correct Mount Washington. The catfish represents the sun setting or rising. It is a woman with the big lips. We have written New Hampshire, super awesome. We have mapped out Quebec to the north, Vermont. We have Massachusetts down here with Cape Cod. We have good old Michael Prout, the man who created the first brewery in New Hampshire, born 1824 to 1901. Created his brewery in Manchester, New Hampshire. He came from Plymouth, England. So here's a little piece of the Atlantic Ocean. He came over from Plymouth, England in 1845. On this side, we have Maine, super awesome. I have written around the White Mountains. In 1856, Michael started New Hampshire's, and it continues around, first brewery in Manchester near the Blessed Sacrament Church. Right, and then down here on the side, I say Michael Prout ran his brewery and various liquor businesses from 1856 to 1895. In 1898, the city created a park in his honor. So, good old Michael Prout lived from 1824 to 1901, and this is the homage, so to speak, to that man that I was commissioned to create back in 2019. It is now officially done. We do need to find the eyes for the fish, because we didn't want to get those painted. And there is a special state quarter that has been painted by a company out of Littleton, New Hampshire, somewhere deep in the White Mountains, that will stick on someplace on here. But that is the finished product. Let's ask the wife. Let's ask my wife if it is good enough. Let's see. I'm waiting for her approval. I'm gonna put the paint away, then I gotta run and get my daughter from work. So all in all, I think day 2 pretty good, especially if this is off the list of things for me to do. And I mean, incredible. After 6 years, I can't get this camera to work. Finally, after 6 years of procrastination, I get my art project done. Thank you, Michael Prout. Thank you. here's my wife for the big reveal. Take a close look and give me an honest opinion. Can I mark this off the list?
Is it rolling?
Yes, it's rolling.
Oh. Yeah, it looks really good.
Get close, take a look. Give me feedback. Does it have enough brewery history for the state of New Hampshire? Do you think Michael Prout would be proud of me, even though he's been dead for over 124 years?
Yeah, it looks really nice. I like it. I like the colors and the details. The mountain's my favorite part. That must be the White Mountains.
Yes, that is the top of Mount Washington.
Mount Washington, yeah.
You can probably see Manchester from there.
Cool.
You can definitely see the ocean from the top on a clear day.
Yeah.
It's 50 something miles.
You must have some map skills.
A little bit.
Cool.
All right. Well, you heard it here. That's a check. And we move on to day 3. See you tomorrow. All right. Just between you and me, I am putting a little more effort into this thing. I got this special quarter that's painted. It's got the old man on the mountain, but this thing like broke off the mountain and does no longer exist, but it's part of New Hampshire's history. So I'm gonna super glue this bad boy onto the fish for some extra credit. Isn't that right, Beans? All right, so we're gonna put it right on this side because that's where it would be technically in the White Mountains. When you go up the interstate through the White Mountains, it was off the interstate, somewhere around this region. So, all right, let's slice into this beautiful quarter and we'll get it on. Unfortunately, I'm gonna super glue it, but hopefully the government will forgive me. It should still be a good quarter, but it is, oh, whoa, I'm definitely using some glue here. All right, we got the glue on. We're gonna get the cap on the glue before it gets too much. Okay, perfect. Now we got super glue on the quarter, and I don't know how long I'm gonna hold this here. Probably for a long time. Just hold that there. And there we have it. Alright. I know it looks like a hot mess, but it's an artistic masterpiece.
You are going to finish the basement baseboards one of these days, aren't you?
Oh.
You know, the ones from last summer.
Yep. I got 28 more days, so we'll see